You look up pretty much any night, and there it is, our familiar, silent companion, just hanging out in the vastness of space. It's been the inspiration for poets, a guide for travelers. It's marked time for all of human history. But have you ever stopped to think, what if one night we looked up and it just wasn't there?
Well, the answer is pretty terrifying. Its absence wouldn't just mean darker nights. No, it would kick off a chain reaction that would transform our world into something completely unrecognizable. We're talking about a journey into total planetary chaos, all because we lost that one celestial body.
So to really get what we'd lose, we first have to appreciate what the moon is actually doing for us right now. While we're all down here just going about our lives, the moon is up there, constantly at work, basically acting as our planet's invisible anchor.
And that anchor is its gravitational pull. You can think of it like this invisible tether, this cosmic rope connecting Earth and the moon. It's a constant, steadying force that holds our entire planet in this delicate, stable balance. If you cut that rope, Earth is suddenly set adrift in a very chaotic cosmic ocean.
Let's just put it side by side. On one hand, you have Earth with the moon, our world. Our axis is stable, which gives us predictable seasons, and our oceans have those familiar, rhythmic tides. But without the moon, you get a wobbly, chaotic planet with oceans that have gone completely wild. These are two totally different Earths we're talking about.
Okay, so the very first thing that would happen, and this would be almost instant, the most violent and immediate consequence of the moon vanishing would be felt right here on our coasts.
Unchained. That's the perfect word for it. See, the moon's gravity is constantly pulling on Earth's oceans, creating this massive bulge of water that we experience as tides. Now, the sun has a tidal effect too, but the moon is so much closer that its pull is way, way stronger. So if you suddenly take that away, the oceans are basically let off their leash.
And this would happen in a flash. It's an immediate, terrifying chain reaction. The instant the moon disappears, its gravitational grip is gone. That enormous bulge of ocean water that it was holding in place would come crashing back down. This would trigger planet-sweeping tidal waves that would make any tsunami in history look like a ripple in a pond, completely wiping out coastal cities all across the globe.
But, as horrifying as that initial surge sounds, that's just the short-term problem. The longer-term effects are, believe it or not, even more profound. The problem escalates from our oceans to the stability of the entire planet itself. Welcome to what we'd call the Great Planetary Wobble.
23.5 degrees. This number right here, it might just be one of the single most important numbers for the existence of life on Earth. It's our planet's axial tilt, and its stability is the only reason we have predictable seasons in a climate that's relatively consistent. But here's the thing. That stability isn't a given. The moon's gravity acts like a steadying hand on a spinning top. You know how a good spin is stable and smooth? That's us. Without that stabilizing force, our planet would start to wobble on its axis, and that absolutely crucial 23.5-degree tilt would become dangerously, wildly unpredictable. So, what does a wobbling planet even look like? Well, it's total climate chaos. Seasons would swing wildly, not over months, but over much longer timescales. We'd see extreme temperature shifts that could create massive ice caps where deserts used to be. And the weather, it would be unrecognizable, spawning storms on a scale that we literally cannot even comprehend. It would become a world hostile to pretty much all life as we know it.
Okay, so after that little trip to a nightmare version of Earth, let's pull back and come back to the reality that we actually live in. It really makes you re-examine our relationship with that constant companion up in the sky. The takeaway here is really simple. The moon isn't just a pretty light in the sky. It's not just some rock floating up there. It is a fundamental, critical part of the Earth's system, a silent guardian that keeps our oceans in check and our climate stable, making our world a place where we can actually live.
It just goes to show you how interconnected everything in the cosmos really is. A celestial body hundreds of thousands of miles away is responsible for the very rhythm of life on our planet. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible forces are out there, silently shaping our world and our existence in ways we haven't even begun to discover yet?